In a free agency class that, lacked top talent, they got Deebo Samuel, another weapon for Jaden Daniels, a weapon that fits what they try to do, the screen game, a weapon that will take a 10-yard pass 4-6 to the house. You could do so many creative things in a Cliff Kingsbury offense with Deebo Samuel. And he takes the pressure off Scary Terry, having to, just be that elite receiver night in and night out. So acquiring an elite playmaker is huge for Jaden Daniels, your rookie quarterback. I think Deebo Samuel will have a big year in Washington. And Laremy Tunsil coming to the Washington Commanders for not that big of a draft, haul for the Texans. They got some picks, but Laremy Tunsil, adding him to your left tackle position, one of the best left tackles in the NFL still. I know he had a down year with the Texans. People are saying he's getting washed, and he's at the later stages of his career, but he's still better than what the Commanders had last year. He's still a premier tackle. He still can be a really good tackle to protect the blind side for Jaden Daniels. So Deebo Samuel, Tunsil, these are two of the highest graded players to change teams this offseason. So adding those pieces on offense to an offense that was already in the NFC Championship game. They did a great job bringing back guys like Zach Ertz, really good veteran, security blanket for Jaden Daniels, 600 yards receiving, had a really good game in the NFC Championship game, was one of the only weapons that stepped up. You brought back Bobby Wagner, the leader of this defense, a veteran you need on this defense, the vocal leader of this team, just a presence you need that's been on teams that went to the Super Bowl. His impact goes further than the stats, and he'll still give you 100 plus tackles too. So, and John Bates, pretty good blocking tight end, really like bringing him back. He brought some pieces back on the defensive line too, some depth. But I think the two biggest moves, the Tunsil and Deebo Samuel, will be the moves that help propel this team a little further. Tunsil, you look at last year in 2024, he had an 88.6 PFF grade, fourth among eligible tackles, and only allowed 2 sacks with a 3% pressure rate. His veteran presence will help the Commanders' offensive line too. He immediately elevates that offensive line. And Deebo Samuel, over his first 6 NFL seasons, he's earned a stellar 97.5 PFF receiving grade on targeted screens, making him the perfect fit for this Washington Commanders offense. Like, he's going to fit in perfectly with what they're trying to do, and he's going to help that offense be even more dangerous. Javon Kinlaw, I think that's a decent addition. I just don't like the contract, how much they gave up for him. They gave him a really big bag, but still the fit, the addition is really good. A lot of upside with him, a lot of potential with him still. He's a really good Jonathan Allen replacement. He's younger than Jonathan Allen. Jonathan Allen's 30 years old, pass rush specialist. Javon Kinlaw gives you that too. And Dan Quinn, hopefully he can tap his ceiling and help him get to where he needs to be to finally be the player he was meant to be coming out of the draft. Injury concerns, I think, are past him. Last year he played 17 games, 4.5 sacks, 40 tackles last year, was really productive. And he's still an athletic freak. The upside, the traits are still there. So I like this move by the Commanders. I just don't like the contract with it. Huge risk, high reward kind of move. I like bringing in Eddie Goldman, really good run stopper, really good depth, and this Commanders defense was one of the worst defenses in the NFL when Daron Payne was off the field. So bringing in depth, bringing in guys that, you know what you're getting from them, guys that are going to be able to stop the run, guys that are going to be great rotational defensive tackles. I think Eddie Goldman gives you that, even at the age of 31. Dietrich Wise is still a pretty good rotational edge. 5 sacks last year with the Patriots. He's been on championship defenses. He knows the Patriot way, knows the Bill Belichick way. So I think him as a rotational guy in this defense gives you great depth, gives you experience, gives you leadership. So I like that move. He can give you 5 sacks consistently too. Will Harris coming into the mix. Pretty solid, versatile safety. You could start him, or you could rotate him in, or you could go Nick Emanwuri, safety from South Carolina. That Swiss Army knife, that joker guy that could play free safety, could play strong safety, that could play nickel. He's played, a lot of snaps all over the secondary, in the back end, in South Carolina, made plays, 4 interceptions. He can hit, has the speed, really fast, had a great combine. I think he fits in well with this defense. You add him next to Will Harris, with Marshawn Lattimore, with Jonathan Jones in the secondary now, another Patriot guy, championship experience, Sandstrill, corner from Michigan, as well. The secondary is a lot more improved. And that's the area that they need to add the most to. I feel like this defense, offensively, I think they're going to be great regardless with the quarterback they have, Jaden Daniels. But defensively, they need more help. They need to get after the quarterback. They need to be able to stop, A.J. Brown, stop some of the weapons that are in the NFC, Justin Jefferson. So that would be my big concern. But adding Jonathan Jones gives you an outside corner. You can move Mike Sandstro to the slot corner position where he's, best, and that's the position he's most comfortable in. So that's the direction they should go with that. Jonathan Jones had a down year last year, but he's been pretty good throughout the majority of his career. I think the one move that the Commanders still can do, Trey Hendrickson, go ahead, trade and get Trey Hendrickson in the building. He would take this defense to the next level, and I think it would shrink the gap between the Eagles and the Commanders. But right now, I think the Eagles are still the better team. They're still the better football team, and they could, have a field day with this Commanders defense still. I think a Hendrickson would, take this team over the top and take them exactly where they need to be. But they're still a winner for free agency so far.
Some people thought the NFC North was going to be the worst division in football this season. They thought it was going to be as bad as the NFC South.